Hello, I'm Bill Donnelly from SAPPHIRE Technology, and today I want to talk to you about a new motherboard from SAPPHIRE which supports an exciting new technology from AMD. The SAPPHIRE Pure Platinum A75 is our first motherboard to support the APU Fusion series from AMD. An APU is an accelerated processing unit which in one chip combines what used to be called the North Bridge circuitry, a 4-core CPU, together with a discrete level graphics processor, and that includes a universal video decoder built in. So the one chip does all the functions that you associate with a mainstream PC. The SAPPHIRE Pure Platinum A75 is a full ATX size mainboard based, as its name implies, on the A75 chipset from AMD. This chipset has support for the latest high-speed connectivity, so it's got native USB 3 support as well as USB 2, and it supports the very latest SATA 6 storage devices. And on the board you'll see that we have actually 5 SATA 6 connectors and one brought out to the back panel as an eSATA as an external support for hard drives as well. On this motherboard there are 4 memory slots which take dual channel DIMMs. With current technology that means support up to 16 gig, but when the 8 gig modules become available it will support up to 32 gig of RAM. The board has a built-in gigabit LAN connection, and also we have Bluetooth built onto the board for wirelessly connecting to peripherals. We've also got full surround sound 7.1 audio HD built into the board. As I mentioned in the beginning, the APU has a built-in UVD decoder, so over the HDMI we're able to provide full surround sound and 3D video support. The chipset provides a lot of support for PCI Express, and on this motherboard we've implemented 2x1 slots, 2x4 slots and 1x16 slot, which is suitable for a graphics card. We provide 3 outputs on the back of the board for the graphics capability of the APU. That's DisplayPort, HDMI and DVI, and any 2 of them can be used at the same time. The graphics power of the APU series is actually very good. In fact, the highest member of the APU family, the A8, has got 400 stream processors and 20 texture units, so that's nearly as powerful as most mainstream graphics cards. But an interesting feature of this technology is that if we plug in an additional graphics card from the same family, so that will be an HD 6600 or HD 6500 series card for example, we can actually increase the graphics capability of the system. The 2 graphics processors, the one in the APU and the one on the add-in card, will work together to provide a combined performance as high as 175% of the APU alone. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the special features of the SAPPHIRE Pure Platinum A75. You notice straight away that it's got a black PCB and the build quality is really very good. We use solid capacitors throughout. That's designed to give much higher reliability, and if you look at the voltage control circuitry both for the APU and for the memory sections, you'll see that we're using our Sapphire Black Diamond chokes which we developed for our high-end graphics cards. These are chokes with a built-in cooler so that they run cool even under heavy load conditions. And in this case we have an 8-phase voltage control circuitry for the APU and another separate 3-phase voltage control system for the memory modules, so we're providing stable and reliable voltages to all the active circuitry on this board. You'll notice that we have a totally passive cooler for the chipset. Now, the chipset itself isn't very power hungry, but this means that we can cool it in a way that's totally quiet and there's no moving parts, so it's totally reliable. We've also built in a number of user convenience features, so there are push buttons not just for starting the motherboard and for reset, but also for the CMOS reset if people are setting it up under special conditions. And for the hardcore enthusiast, we've even provided voltage test pads for all the key voltages of the APU and the memory circuits. So for the enthusiast who's wanting to set up the parameters of the board and of the APU, we also provide our special SAPPHIRE Tricks motherboard software, which allows tuning of various voltages and clock speeds and also monitoring of all the hardware parameters on board. So the SAPPHIRE Pure Platinum A75 is a fully featured mainboard supporting the very latest APU series from AMD. We haven't talked about all the features today, but you can find more details on our website. The motherboards are launched now and should be available through our normal channel. My name's Bill Donnelly, thank you for watching.